Quali has now started, 18 minutes on the clock, and we wait for the first people to go out, but while we wait for the first people to go out, weaken structure. Am I dumb? Oh, there, it is a sprint, okay, it's a sprint. Cool. Wait, I believe this league also runs dry settings, correct? Yes, yes it is. It is completely dry, it'll be dry throughout everything. Let me quickly get my stuff there. I see a gear shift go up. Fontaine, probably going to be the first one out onto the track? Question mark? No, it is a Red Bull. It is... I am the king. The first car out on track. Everyone should be on softs, at least. It'd be crazy if they chose the mediums, if they chose that tire set. But yes. As we see, the first car's coming out on track, warming up their tires. Standard procedure, tires are cold. Now, one thing to know about Austria, it is a DRS train track. There are 3 DRS zones, and ERS doesn't regen fast enough. So if people absolutely fail to activate a DRS in the DRS zone, or if they fail the lap and can't regen their ERS in time, well, they're screwed for another lap. They'll have to do a cooldown lap, charge the battery, and go again. As we see, I'm the king rounding the last few corners now in Sector 3 to start his first lap, as everyone has gone out already. Well, not everyone, most people have already out onto the track. So, first lap of the day, set up the last corner nicely. Very, very clean, actually. Very within track limits. And it starts. Down, DRS wide open, down to turn 1, brake around the 80-meter mark, 4th gear to turn 1. Short shift to the 5th, DRS wide open. Now it's just flat out to the sector 1 marker until turn 2. I call this right-hander turn 2. 16.5 first sector. Not bad as a banker, but he's messed up turn 2 completely. He's got full throttle and barely short shifting. He's definitely got traction control. Now down into turn 3 or 4, depending how you call it. Brake at the 75-meter mark. Do a 3rd or 4th. He completely misses the apex, but it's okay. It is a banker lap. Believe we're going into turn 4 or 5 now. I'm calling this. I'm just going to call it by the actual names. Turn 5. Foot right, a left-hander. Turn 6, another left-hander, which goes into turn 7. A right-hander, purple sector 2. He's the first one to go through it though. As yes, we go down into. I've lost count. I believe this is turn 7. Or 8. And this is turn 9 or 10, I can't remember, I've just lost track completely. But, across the line, 107.6 banker lap, what will Fontaine do? And then that will be followed by 106.11, that'll be followed by Striking Chief, I believe. And then Dutoy. Striking Chief has done an invalid lap. Dutoy has done a 106.1. I believe this is Bosfeld now, followed by Portas. Bosfeld is on an out lap, question mark? Dark Fox has done a 105.3. As, who's this? Ernie Bernie 10. Across the line, 106.1. Everyone's doing 106.1 so far. Potty, what does he do? He does an invalid 106.10, I believe. Yeah. Excuse me. Yep, that was an invalid time. What will Imola do? No, Imola is starting his lap. Where is Azur? Is he in? Yeah, he's in an AlphaTauri. He went into the pits, I believe. I'm not sure, but he's done a 114.1, so he's messed up his lap. He's probably on a lap again as he gets a little bit of a toe from his teammates, or not. That is a bit awkward. Maybe Azur's on a cooldown lap and going again. I'm not sure. As we go on board with Keegan, who is on a flying lap in the 3rd DRS zone into turn 4 now. Nice and tidy, hugs the apex nicely, uses as much track width as possible into turn 5, the left-hander. Very clean, a bit scruffy on the exit, but yeah, it's not one smooth motion. Turn 6 and 7. perfectly fine. Turn 8 is fast right-hander. Could carry a bit more commitment into that. Turn 9, again, a bit more commitment is needed. And DRS wide open, and across the line he goes for a 106.2. Everyone's bankers so far is within 3 to 4 tenths of each other from P8 to P2. That is quite a competitive grid, I should say, for everyone. As now we're going to have John Hannes, who's going to start a lap now into turn 1, completely misses the apex, but that sets him up for the exit into turn 2 and 3. Turn 2 is the little kink, and turn 3 is the sharp right-hander. What's the sector 1? It's purple for sector 1, a 16.3, as he does turn 3 nicely. Very smooth on throttle, and the gearing flat out all the way to turn 4. DRS wide open again, brakes at the same 5 mark, doesn't use as much curb as someone like Dark Fox would, but it's fine. Go around the little bend there into turn 5. What will the sector 2 split be? Will it be purple? It is purple, 45.5. To turn 6 and 7 now. What will this be? Will this be a provisional pole for John Hannes? Down into turn 8 now. How fast will he go? He's a bit safe on the speed, but it's still fine. Good commitment into the turn 9, and DRS wide open, and what time will he do? Of 105.5. He definitely lost the time in the third sector, unfortunately for John Hannes. Not enough commitment, I don't think. As we have a spinner of Torment in sector 3 in the gravel of all places. That's an easy mistake to do in turn 6 and 7. You lose traction on the rear end because you mount the curb or you're way too aggressive on the throttle, and he's spun around because of no grip. Will he accidentally get disqualified? No, he will not, but he has to get out the way of the cars coming. He does so very nicely. He probably is going to end up in the pits after this due to his lack of ERS. And potentially hot tires, as I believe that's not Azure, that's Spotty. What's Azure doing? Is Azure gonna do a lap at all, or he should, to compete with Dark Fox? As, yeah, Tormund is the only driver to not set a lap, and he's in the pits. Now, Django, I'm gonna call him Django because I'm not gonna say the first part. Is he on an actual lap? I don't think he is, but he is deploying his battery and is out of battery. And that's going to cost him a lot of time with having under 10% battery total. I don't think that will give him any sort of improvement. At least I don't think. But he is 3/10 down. I don't think he's going to commit to this lap though, considering he can't gain that amount of time in sector 3. Unless he's made a massive mistake, and no, he's going straight into the pits. So, we're in a bit of a chill phase of this quali. As we go on board with Dutoy, is he deploying? Yes, he is. Is he on a push lap? Maybe. He is on fresh tires, so I believe he is on a lap. As he goes just wide, he just manages to not invalidate. Doesn't lose as much time there. Oh, and he cuts that bit of track as well. Didn't invalidate. He's lucky, but he backs out of it. So maybe I'm not seeing that drivers are invalidating? I think I'm not seeing it. As, yeah, he lets Buffelsfontein, Emoller go into the pits. Buffelsfontein, however, on an outlap. Or a failed lap. I won't know. So, he should be starting his second run about now. Yes, we are. Sets it up quite nicely, takes a lot of speed out of the last corner. DRS opens, crosses the start finish line now. As flat out into turn 1 we go. How much curb does he take? He takes a lot of curb, but he does it very smoothly. So turn 1 is perfectly set up for him. What's the split going to be though for the sector 1? It's a 16.3, 15 thousandths ahead of his PB, but definitely not enough to go purple, but it's sure enough very close. Traffic ahead of him, will they get out of the way? Yes, they do. Well, that car does. I don't know about the car ahead, as Bosfeld has done a 105.301, topping Dark Fox by 36 thousandths of a second. That is pretty impressive for the time, but for the time being, it's not, because we're nowhere near the end of quali. Into turn 6 and 7, does Buffelsfontein go? That's not English, but you know what? We roll with it. And he does it very cleanly. He's still valid. He is going into turn 8 now, and he's aborted his lap. Damn it, man. I just want to commentate a lap that isn't aborted. What's the toy doing? The toy is starting a lap. So, ERS should be on. Oh, he goes a bit wide on the last corner there, but that shouldn't matter. He didn't lose his rear end or anything, so he shouldn't be losing time. Into turn 1 we go. Perfectly clean. Definitely nothing wrong there. Good pace overall. Fly out into turn 3-ish area. 16.3 as well. 26,000 slower than his PB, but that's not much time at all, as he loses the rear end, and he's definitely aborting that lap, as someone's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Oh my, okay, that makes sense now. Porthos has been disqualified. Probably because he spun on the pit exit and the game disqualified him. That is truly, truly unfortunate. So, Porthos will start last. Unfortunately. Very, very, very much unfortunately. As we are on board with Dark Fox on a lap, he is half a tenth slower than his PB. But that obviously won't matter too much, as most of the time is made in the second sector. Most notably turn 3 exit. So he rides the outside curb and apexes very nicely. Goes down to third for extra rotation, short shifts fourth, and climbs the gears all the way into turn 5. Fifth gear corner this. He might go into fourth for more rotation. No, he doesn't. Sticks the throttle. Uses as much track as possible. He's 2.5 tenths up. Purple sector 2. Almost invalidates turn 7. As the Red Bull ahead of him gets out of the way. As now into turn 8 we go. He misses the apex. He still stays just within track limits. Turn 9 now. Fifth gear, flat out across the line. He does a 104.976. A new PB, a new provisional pole lap time. As we have Azure, who's going to actually start a lap. This will be a fun lap to commentate. As, well, he's just absolutely messed that exit up. But I believe he's still going, so, you know. Let's go for it. Into turn 1 now. Clip the sausage curb. Use the sausage curb on the outside. Beautifully done. This is going to be a purple sector 1, I believe. Just based off that turn 1 alone. Yes, it... Wait, no it isn't. It's a 16 1-for-1. Maybe he already has it, though. From his first lap, because he's only almost a tenth down on his time. Turn 2 was very quick, very clean. Now into turn... Well, this is 4, sorry, I meant turn 3 beforehand. Out of turn 4, loses the rear end. That might have lost him too much time, I'm not too sure, but then again, he's done a 14-1, so he has a lot of time to gain overall in this lap. So he's going to keep doing it. He's done a purple sector 2, 1/10 up, almost loses the rear end. It was very shaky in turn 6 and 7, but now he goes flat out into turn 8 and 9. What's he going to do here? 6th gear, holds the apex, no, but goes in the pits. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. This probably would have been a low 105 in my opinion. But I guess the curse continues for me spectating people in quali. E-Muller now on a push lap, I believe. He should be on a push lap. In turn 6 and 7, followed by Fontaine also on a push lap. So what are these two going to do? E-Muller into turn 8 and 9. Oh, just invalidates onto the exit of turn 8 as Fontaine is also going into the pits. We are just not going to get laps. Well, I'm not going to get laps. Let's see what Ernie Burney can do, though. New name, I have not seen him before. Hello, Reaper. Welcome to chat. Potty has left the session. That is unfortunate. I'll probably invite him, but I don't know. His live stream seems a bit dead. I'm not sure. As Ernie Burney has abandoned his lap. We're just not going to get any quali laps from... Like, we're just not. What has Keegan got? Is Keegan pushing? No, I'm not too sure if Keegan's pushing. No one is pushing. No one's trying to set a PB. Well, nope, Keegan did set a PB. It just didn't look like he was. A 106, 140. 6,000 faster than Potty so far. But I believe I am gonna need to invite Potty. I'm gonna quickly do that, just in case. Where the hell is his name? Let's just do that, just so he can rejoin. as I am the king on a lap. What's he gonna do? That Delta said 5 tenths up, but I don't believe it in the slightest. E is 3 tenths improvement, not enough to really gain much from it. Dented with a PB, just jumped to I am the king. Very unfortunate. Potty's back. I think, yep, that invite was all he needed. Bosfeld now. On a lap. What can he do? He's 1 and a bit tenths down. What? Over there, can't English. All the time has to be gained on this exit as the Red Bull just gets out the way. He tried to get any sort of tow from that Red Bull. He is very desperate for a tow, but that won't work. Into turn 4 now. Hooks it up very nicely. How good can he be on the exit? Not good. He abandons his lap. We're just not getting laps. John Hannes, what's he gonna do? Into turn 4. That is a very weird shifting down into second gear and then third. That is very weird. I've never seen that before, but you know, everyone has their own driving style. Into turn 6 and 7 now though. What can he do? Misses the apex a bit. That could cost him a lot of time and could have cost him a loss of the rear end, but he's fine. Into turn 8 now. How much commitment is he taking? He's taking a bunch of commitment. That's a lot of time gained for him, I think. But he's gone wide on the last corner. He's still valid though. What time will he do? He does a 105.4, which puts him in provisional P3. We love to see it, and Bosfeld's invalidated his lap, so I can't do anything there. What will Striking Chief do? Actually, you know what? No, let's watch Django. What will Django do? I think he had a decent turn 1. Let's see what he does in Sector 1 in terms of the split timers. He does a 16.3. Not a bad, a very competitive split time compared to everyone else. He is in the midfield, which is very much like a narrowly separated gap. As you could see from P9 to P12, it is separated by less than half a tenth. Ay. We're going to have a very, very competitive and fun mixed grid today for both sprint and actual races. So I'm excited to commentate this. Purple Sector 2 for Django, maybe that's the glitch? I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. But we will see what lap time he will put down on the table. Will it be Dark Fox's 104.975? Round the last corner now. Very clean, very tight, very fast actually. And what will he do? 105.2. That puts him in provisional P2 for now. Very good lap from Django. John Hannes, is he pushing? No, he's not deploying ERS. What's Tormund got? Not deploying ERS. What's Emoller doing? Emoller deploying ERS. He is on a lap. As there's another Red Bull. Why is there always a Red Bull in the exit of turn 3? I do not understand that. Every time I've spectated now, there's just been a Red Bull in turn 3. Anyways, into turn 4 we go. Very, very, very clean. Oh, it's the end of quali. Damn. There's been so many yellow flags, I can't even see the timer. So, these laps will be for position, as Django's manually retired on track. Okay. What will Emoller do? What will Emoller do as he rounds turn 8? Also, what will Botti do? I see Botti on the track there. What's he gonna do? He does a 105.7, but will Emoller top that? Yes, he will. Emoller goes P6, Botti goes P7. Who's the next driver? I don't even know anymore. That's invalid. That's valid and that's invalid. So, the last driver that really can improve is Tormund, and he's done a purple second sector. This will be very close for the top 3 here. I think Dark Foxes will get away with it. Into turn 8 he goes, very good send. Into turn 9, very, very good corners right there. Very clean, very consistent I see. As he does a 105.1, which puts him P2 on the grid. And, yeah. Very nice. Very good quality. Very good. Very, kind of, I don't know, kind of a lackluster quality for me. I have not seen, every lap I've seen has been aborted or invalid. So, yeah. I don't know, this is a weird quality for me to watch. But anyways, we'll continue. My commentating has been terrible. I'll be honest. I am a bit tired, to be fair, so please bear with me, chat. Chat. Please bear with me, chat. Yeah. But anyways, top whatever. Yeah. The grid will be as follows. Dark Fox with a 104.9, the only driver to be under this 1 minute 5 second barrier. Torment in P2 with a 105.1. Django in P3. Bosveld P4. John Harness P5. Imola P6. Striking Chief P7. Potty P8. Buffelsfontein P9. Dutoy in P10. Ernie Burney in P11, Keegan P12, Dented in P13, I'm the King P14, Azure P15, and Porthos in P16. Unfortunately, getting that disqualification. A little observation I have seen though is that P9 to P12 has been separated by a tenth and a half. Not too bad, not too bad. And the from the top 5 is within half a second. So with these DRS trains, this could be an interesting, well, 2 races. As right now, we got the sprint. As we load there, I don't know. Commentary has been quite stale for me. I am so confused. Where's my energy from last week? I need my energy from last week. Yeah. As we're gonna have to wait a bit for the starting grid. I believe we do have a formation app. Do we have a formation app? Where is it? Rules and flags, I believe. No, we do not have a formation app. So we're going to go straight into the race once we see the countdown. Most people should be on medium compound tires anyways. So, yeah, well, I can actually spy on them from here, shouldn't I? Well, can't I? Please? Game, thank you. Most people are on softs. Tutori's on mediums, Dented's on mediums, but everyone else is on softs. So that is actually pretty curious. I wonder if the game is actually recommending that they have softs, or did they all choose the softer compounds from Pirelli? Instead of having 2 mediums, they have like 4 softs or something, or 5 softs. I can't remember. So the end of the race will really benefit Botti, Dutoy, and Dented here. So this will be a very interesting scrap for positions, as we have 15 seconds left until the race starts. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and everyone should be readied up now. We should be seeing the grid in a second, depending on who we're waiting for to load. Could they please load? Ay. As yep, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away they go, as we have Haas already sideways. That was Imola having a terrible start. Django having a good start. Torment having a good start. Bosfeld getting a good start. Oh, what the hell's happened? I may have cursed Bosfeld a bit. But chaos in the back. Azur is the biggest loser of them all, as well as Imola. Lost so many positions. So Django as well from P2. I thought he did fine. As we have a Red Bull of I Am the King stuck on turn 3. Alright, well, we're going to go on board with Striking Chief now, as we see the chaos happen behind him. He's fine. As we can see side by side between Botti and Buffelsfontein for a bit, and as well as Bosveld and Dutoy, as they go side by side into turn 5. Soft vs medium tires. Soft tires should prevail, but Bosveld does, Dutoy does a switchback. He goes down the inside of Bosveld, and that is a very, very beautiful move from Dutoy in that Alpine, as even Ernie Burney now is having a look into turn 8, question mark? I don't even know. But there's been incidents. Okay, so okay. That's unfortunate. Bosveld, Torment, and I believe someone else has gone into the pits. Bosveld's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's unfortunate. They might have had damage, but still, that doesn't take away the good move Dutoy has done. That was a very brilliant move by Dutoy, actually. As now, we're going to see Botti challenge John Harness into turn 3, perhaps? No, we will not. But what will Azure do on Django? Around the outside, maybe switch back into the inside of Django. He gets the better run. Now, it's going to be a run into turn 4, perhaps? No, it's not. Django manages to keep ahead for the time being. But will he dive down the inside? He looks it, but he doesn't take it. That will be a battle that will be developing in the next few moments. Perhaps he'll do something in turn 6 and 7 on the exit there. You could get a very substantial exit compared to other drivers. What will happen here? He's flat around there. He's got the run. He's deploying his ERS. Will he go down the inside of turn 8? He will go down the inside of turn 8. Will he get the move done beforehand? As they're side by side into the inside of turn 9 now. As there's a bit of barging and bumping. Django just gets taken straight into the wall, and that's him out of the race. Oh no, Azure. What has happened there? And that's a VSC, and everyone's scuffed deltas are going to come out and brake check everyone. Oh no, and I believe Imola has accidentally passed Ernie Burney under the VSC and not given the position back. Maybe he'll give the position back under racing conditions. But that was a good race until that happened. I have no idea what happened. Those camera angles did not help. I believe what happened was Azure on the inside may have pushed Django a bit too out wide, as Striking Chief just got a drive through for exceeding his delta under the VSC. The driver in current P2 has absolutely bottled it, but we go again. This is actually the restart. I didn't even know this. Okay, so they just messed up the restarts. Bosfeld has the 5 second. I completely forgot about that. Who should we ride on board with? I believe we should ride on board with Azure, because he's just made a move on Portos into the inside of turn 8. And now he's going to be hunting down Dented Skull. With DRS and ERS, Dented has a bit less, as he's been promoted to P10, as Striking Chief is using his drive through now. Azure's getting a better exit and using his battery into turn 3. He doesn't use it as much as Dented is, though, because Dented is absolutely draining his battery to keep his position. He goes inside and defensive. Azure's going to do a switch back down the inside. Beautiful move by Azure. Absolutely beautiful move by Azure, as his next target will be Keegan. But what's happening in the top 3? John Hannes has fallen back from Dark Fox. Dark Fox has run away with it virtually by 4.4 seconds, but Botti is breathing down John Hannes's gearbox in that AlphaTauri. As I see Azure is on the back of Keegan now, and he's going to go down for a move in turn 8 once again. Never mind, he backs out of it. Maybe he has learned the lesson from Django. The Django incident. But he's going to try for the last corner, as Keegan's red light is flashing. He's out of ERS, and he's got no DRS. So this is a very clean move from Azure. And Azure can definitely run away with it now with his corner speed. Now we have a yellow flag in Sector 3, I believe, as Bosfeld, as Botti's actually gotten past John Hannes. And I completely missed it. That is a bit unfortunate, as Striking Chief has gotten past I Am the King under DRS, but there's... oh, I Am the King has broken too late and rear-ended Striking Chief, losing him his rear wing, and that's his sprint race hopes over. He's going to have to pit for a new one, I believe so. As John Hannes still behind Botti. Where's Azure? Azure's 1.4 seconds behind. That... there will be nothing happening until the next set of DRS straights. Dutoy, the first person to get track limits penalties, as Botti is trying to run away from John Hannes on the softs. Botti's on the mediums. That is a very, very good first 6 laps for Botti. 6 positions gained. Azure is the only other person who's gained more than 6, which is, well, he's on 7. And yeah, now we're going for the Tango into turn 3. Will John Hannes send it down the inside? No, he does not. Not yet anyways. What's Azure going to do? As Denton's gone past Keegan, and Azure side by side with Ernie Burney around the outside, I believe, and gets the better traction. So that was a good move by that. Emola going on Jutoy now, down the inside of turn 4. A tiny bit of barging, but that's enough space given, as Emola for some reason goes pretty much on the grass to leave as much space as possible for Jutoy. Jutoy still on the inside. They're side by side into turn 6 and 7. No, Emola does not gain the place from that, but will he switch back? Nope, he does not. But that invites Azure into the fray now, as also Jutoy is out of ERS. Jutoy is going to be losing a lot of time, and plus this 3-second penalty because of his lack of ERS, as Azure is just going to power down the straight, maybe past Imola, but no, he's been absolutely boxed in by Jutoy and Imola. But oh, he was going to go for a switchback, but he lost the rear end, so he's not going to go into any sort of position to make a move into turn 3. But will Imola do it into turn 3? Yes, he will. Down the inside, brakes later, but Dutoy will get the DRS, and Azure is going to switch into Dutoy's inside, as they both have DRS now. One has no ERS. Botti's broken a wing and killed Azure slightly. I think Azure has no wing as well now. That is a bit of a shambles from the AlphaTauris. Hello Jarvis, welcome to chat. As Bosford, on top of his 5-second time penalty, gets a 3-second time penalty. That is unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate from the AlphaTauris. So where did Botti might have lost it on John Harness's rear end, as Jutoy is still fighting John Harness. Not John Harness. Jutoy is still fighting Imola. My names are getting confused now. Imola was ghosted. I wonder why, as they both have 0 ERS pretty much. But it's just who has the DRS, and yeah. Azure's still going. Azure's thinking he still has the pace, even with his damage. So good going from him. He still thinks he can challenge for maybe a podium at this rate, as he breaks later than everyone else, uses the wide line, and he switches. He does the switch back on Imola, and more importantly, he will do the switch back on Jutoy, as he has more ERS, and he has the DRS on Jutoy. What a move to gain 2 positions in 1 corner. Azure really showing the caliber of driver he is, as Imola is spun. He might have had an incident with Ernie. I'm not too sure, I've missed that, but Imola and Ernie has spun. And that's relegated them down to the bottom 10-ish drivers, as Imola's waiting to maybe give Ernie back the position. I don't know what happened then. I'm not sure exactly what has happened. But Jutoy is now pressuring Azure. Azure's the latest one to get a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. So I believe Azure will not be able to get the top 3. At least on track, as Porthos has spun on the last corner. That is very unfortunate for him. Very, very unfortunate for him. As what will Ernie Bunny do on Imola now? ERS and DRS being used. Imola is not doing anything at this moment in time. No, now he's doing it to protect his position. He goes down the inside. Ernie Bunny around the outside. Who breaks latest? Imola breaks latest, but will Ernie Bunny get the switch back? No, he will not. But there's another DRS zone. Another chance for Ernie Bunny to get Imola in this lap, as Azure and Dutoy are still fighting up ahead, I see on the timesheets. But no, Ernie Bunny does not make it, as Dutoy now, with the cornering advantage because of having an actual front wing, challenging Azure. Very much challenging Azure. So it's only going to be a matter of time until Jutoy actually runs away with it, if he manages to stay in front of Azure in turn 4. So what will these two do? Azure barely has ERS, Jutoy barely has ERS, but he's got the DRS advantage and the cornering advantage. So yeah, this will be a very interesting one, as Jutoy will have the run into turn 3. Will he go for the move? He very well tries, but he will have DRS, as Azure forces him on the outside of the track. Botti with the fastest lap, 106.3, but that won't matter because it's a sprint race. As Jutoy will have DRS into turn 4 now. Will he brake late? No, he will not try to send, but he might try to switch back here with his better cornering. You never know. Azure gets a bit of wheel spin. This might be a good move for Jutoy, you know, around the outside. No, he does not do that, unfortunately for him. And yeah, into turn 6 and 7 now. Jutoy has to wait, but he's got 2 laps, I believe, to be able to make it. They both have 3-second time penalties, so this is pretty much an even fight at this moment in time. As Ernie Bunny, the latest to get a 3-second time penalty, that will help Imola a lot in their fight, unless Imola gets a time penalty. We will never know, as Jutoy looks for an inside move in turn 1. Not gonna happen, mate. He's gonna have to use DRS onto turn 2 to make up for his very poor exit, and then maybe look for a move into turn 3, as this amount of distance he's gaining will not be enough. Azure trying to make a wider line work into turn 3. It does, but Azure, well, sorry, not Azure, Dutoy has the DRS and ERS wide open and fully deployed. Around the outside, Dutoy goes into turn 4, leaves enough space on the inside, and what a clean move Dutoy has done on Azure. Dutoy has done quite a few clean moves already this race, and so has, well, Azure's been a bit shabby with it, but they've both have been very good races so far in this sprint race, as this is still the... What? Dark Fox disqualified? John Harness disqualified? Were people not meant to be on softs? Are the soft runners screwed? The soft runners are screwed. They all have to pit. Yeah, they're all pitting. Otherwise, they're going to get disqualified. And if they've already pit for a different set of compounds... Oh my souls. Well, yeah, Tolman gets disqualified, so everyone on softs is screwed. Oh my days. What on earth is happening? Everyone's getting disqualified because they're on the wrong compound. Keegan the latest get disqualified because they're on the wrong compound. What is going on? He's on fresh softs as well. So, Botti somehow has avoided disqualification and is going to finish P3? Out of all this, even after having a broken wing? What is going on? That is curious. The striking chief is on the back of Azure. They're pretty sure they all have the same amount of penalties. No, he does not. He has 5 seconds compared to Azure's 3 seconds. Almost is the rear end. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Dented gets P1. Dutoy gets P2. Striking chief gets another penalty. That actually might promote Bosfeld, actually, to be honest. Botti finishes P4. Sorry, P3. I am absolutely lost for words. What is going on with these tire compounds? Emola finishes P5 thanks to penalties. Bosfeld's relegated to P8. Not a bad recovery from him. Is it a glitch? No, it's not a glitch because there are tire rules. But I'm not sure if you're meant to be... I don't know. It could actually be a glitch, you know. What on earth has gone on? That was very weird. So, will people fight from the back? No, okay, people are saying... Okay, it is a glitch, okay. Discord's saying it's a glitch. Ay. Alright, well, we're gonna have to make a rehost. It is in terms of... It happened, okay. So there was a glitch and I'm not aware of it. Okay, so this is... Well, take it with a grain of salt. I should have seen the positions from the previous laps. Yeah, that is a bit of a weird glitch. I have never seen that before. Never in my life seen that before. That is a extremely weird glitch. Ay. Let me quickly hide that, thank you. As we could like actually see the positions on lap 11. Where are the positions? Okay, so end of lap 11. These are the positions pretty much. I will just take a screenshot of that. And then, you know, paste that into the Discord. That was weird. That was very, very weird. I have never seen that before. Okay. Okay, some people can change their tire, so yeah. But also, if you take the result from lap 11, then the whole sprint must not count. But that's no logic in that, in my opinion. Okay. There's just a glitch overall. Oh, yeah. What is this? Why am I reading this? I don't care about this right now. Okay, so everyone was on softs because of a game glitch. That is interesting. I am very. I don't know what to say about that. That is weird. Jesus, man. And I don't know what's gonna happen here. I'm not an admin, so I can't actually have a say in it. I just have the positions from end of lap 11. And yeah, I wonder what Posse's saying. His stream's loud. But he somehow managed to get away on soft compounds, so I don't understand. As there's more game glitches that were happening in the lobby. Kind of unfortunate. As reported by Azure and Botti and everyone. Let me get rid of that, I don't want to hear that. Well, I guess I'll just play some music while we wait. Maybe not that though. I don't know what I want to play. What music do I want to play? I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, everyone's left. Okay. Fair enough. Everyone's left. So, chat, we'll be back with a new lobby, I guess. Yeah, that's very weird.
does this make sense? No. Yeah, we won't be like this forever. If 22 is not forever, yeah, you won't be here on December, on November. Everything is a little more in summertime. Yeah, everything is a little more in summertime.
Whatever vibe you're into or feeling, there's a track for that. With
Lovely
unlimited
Spotify
and
ads,
ad-free
lads.
music
Lads,
listening, you
lovely,
can take your
lovely
audio
Spotify
experience
ads.
to new heights, including offline. Tune in to an even better way of listening and get 1 month of
Ay,
Spotify
ay, ay, ay,
Premium
ay.
free.
We are currently
Better
remaking a
and
lobby,
more.
by the way, chat. So, bear with, bear with. We have game glitches galore, so, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah, we should be back once lobby people have readied up.
We got time, we the tide. Oh, baby, it's fine. Go with the motions, it's alright. Flowing like oceans, we got time. We the tide. Met in the land where the bitches are stupid. Ran into you, got shot by Cupid. Never did assume we had rules, but no, you did. Loving in the summer, tell me something I ain't do it. Put me in that trust the way you dancing. Honey, you done gave me a lot of chances, but when you hold my hand, I know the answers. When you hold my hand, I know the answers. Put me in that trust the way you dancing. Honey, you done gave me a lot of chances, but when you hold my hand, I know the answers. When you hold my hand, I know the answers. Can I just touch you close too tight? Just for the night, I say, can I hold you close too tight? Just for the night, I say, can I hold you close too tight? Just for the night, I say, can I hold you close too tight? Just for the night, I say.
Yo, I pull up on you soon with hot food and spoons. We'll talk to the moon till moms and pops tripping. Watch conscious cartoons. Can hide till past two. I'll rearrange you till you don't feel like dipping. Giving everything you made of it some more though. Sitting on the porch, smoke a doobie for the poor folk. Make you wanna feel what it feel like Morse code. I be on touch saying fuck with the store. So like, yo, the earth grow everything I need. Yo, the markets in the bush. All you gotta do is pee. Baby, you know what it mean when you find a cutty smooth spot. I be getting loose, then we go and hit that do-wop, do-wop. She want the lover, he want the poom poom. Call you in the AM, make sure you know what's going on. We want the plug in, we need it now. She can finally see through the smoke in the clouds like. She want that good, she love that. She good, she good, she love that. She want that good, she love that. She good, she good, she love that. She want that good, she love that. She good, she good, she love that. She want that good, she love that. She good, she good, she love that.
Oh, can't we just get to noticing it's fine? Oh, can't we just get to noticing it's fine?
It must be a joke.
We're gonna ignore the Spotify that's playing right now that I've just completely muted because, you know, this lobby's almost up. Lobby's gonna be readying up in a short amount of time. I believe the grid is set up and all, but, you know, everyone has to choose their strats and setups and all. So, you know, yeah. For the meantime, enjoy the music. Alright, we are loading into the lobby, chat. We are loading into the lobby. As we should be. Should be. Fine. We are in the session. We are waiting for people to ready up. We are seeing what tires people are on. It looks good now. Looks like there's no glitches, so we're going off of the end of lap 11. Or start of lap 11, I don't know. So, basically, Dark Fox won that convincingly, of course. John Hunter second, Buffles Fontaine third, Dutoy fourth, Azur's been placed in P5 even though he wanted to start last. Dented in P6, Striking Chief P7, Keegan P8, Emoller P9, Ernie Bernie P10, Dormand Kills P11, Porthos P12, Boswell P13, I Am the King P14, Django in P15, and Prego in dead last as he's joined late. Now, we've lost one person. We've lost Potty. Unfortunately, we have lost Potty. Yeah, it's Potty. Okay, we're good. We're good on the microphone. I just want to see if it was fine. He has another league race in 45 minutes. And he doesn't think that he could finish this one in time. Understandable. Anyways, lobby starts in 25 seconds. For another chaotic start, perhaps. I'm not sure. Where is Emoller? Hang on. Emoller is in P9. Will he have another chaotic start, or will he be safer off this time? Dark Fox, Azure, Striking Chief, and Emoller and Django, the only ones on hard, and Prego, the only person on soft. Everyone else is on mediums. As now we wait for the people to actually load in 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. And away we go for the main race of the Austrian Grand Prix. John Hannes gets a better start than Dark Fox, but that's because of the tyre compound difference. As it's all chaos in the back, as, oh, there's a bit of barging and bumping there, but everyone gets in there pretty safely. And no incidents other than I Am the King probably losing out a little bit than what he's already lost, more than what he's lost out on. Imola going around the outside. Perhaps it was 4 wide in turn 3, but nothing works as Bosveld turns into, I believe that is Pregarol, who's gained 6 positions in only 3 corners. Everything's kicking off as Bosveld is on the outside of Keegan. Into turn 5 now we go. Bosveld will be on the inside. If he doesn't back out, he doesn't back out. He breaks a lot later than Keegan, and he makes the move stick in the inside. As Pregarol also capitalizes off of Keegan's mistakes and slow form in this first lap. So this has been a very good first lap for Pregarol, capitalizing off of incidents and overall chaos, as Imola is effectively the biggest loser of the start once again. John Hannes, P1, as we have I Am the King, who spun out in dead last. Oh well, it is what it is. He's been struggling today, and you know, we don't blame him, as Keegan's dead. What has gone on? Keegan's been killed into turn 1. No safety car, no VSC, nothing. That is a bit unfortunate for Keegan, as we have a spinner of Porthos on turn 3, as he spins again, trying to get it going again, but you know, that's now given him a lot of work to do. Dark Fox has regained his position on John Hannes, so Dark Fox has the superior pace overall compared to John Hannes. Azure trailing John Hannes right now on the hards, fresh hards compared to fresh mediums. Fresh mediums should be faster, but the skill of these drivers of Dark Fox and Azure triumphs triumphs John Hannes's overall talent. Not that John Hannes is terrible or anything, but compared to these two, as Ernie Burney has lost a position to someone? I don't even know. Azure sets the fastest lap of the race on hards, as DRS now gets enabled. So now this is going to be the DRS train. What sort of chaos will happen here? Will Azure make a move into turn 3? He tries to dummy the outside and goes in the inside. He will stick to the inside as he breaks a bit later, goes down the inside of John Hannes, and that is a kind of clean move, but he's still fighting. John Hannes is still fighting, and he keeps his position. But will Azure break later again? He looks for it, he doesn't go for it. What's happening behind though? Bosveld just went straight through Dented. Dented's semi-visible. Okay, he's semi-permeable. As well, they're going to continue racing like normal. Dented around the outside, but that might not work. But he's still going around the outside. So, oh, and there's been collision. There's a collision. That is all Bosveld's fault there. They've both spun round. Dented's lost a bit more compared to Bosveld as he spun more. But, you know, that's racing for you. In my opinion, that was on Bosveld. Dutoy, new fastest lap, 108.3, as we want to be on board with, I guess, Azure, actually. Into turn 3 once more, fighting John Hannes. John Hannes isn't actually deploying ERS. So this will just be a clean move for Azure, and John Hannes is probably going to hope to stick with them, extend his stint for as long as possible, and maybe, just maybe, find out if the strategy works well for him. Azure is now going to be on the back of Dark Fox. This will be a very good fight, as I believe that is I Am the King spun on turn 1. The poor guy, man, he spun a bit too many times in today's race, if I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, anyways, we have a DRS train from P1 to P5 and a DRS train from P7 to P9, maybe P10, if that keeps going. Striking Chief's the first one to get a time penalty. Fortunately, he's already done half the work to get out of that time penalty zone, but that is a very, very early penalty to be taking for track limits, as I think he's gone wide there on the last corner. So that's maybe another penalty, as he's just hanging by a thread on DRS as he goes wide. That's definitely a warning for him. What is Azure going to do on Dark Fox? He goes in the inside in turn 3. No, Dark Fox just lets it happen. He's going to go for the DRS move. As Azure gets a terrible exit, Dark Fox gets an okay exit, but this will be all under DRS, and if they're going to fight, Azure's already dumping ERS, Dark Fox isn't, so Azure's wanting to stay ahead, and he thinks he can definitely pull away. Azure from P5 already into P1 on lap 5. 1 position in a lap. That's how the math goes. But yeah. Very, very good move from there. What's Imola going to do? Nothing. What's Porthos going to do on Dented, though? He's a bit too far back. That is a bit unfortunate. Will there be any spins in the background? Maybe from this group? No, there is not. Very good for everyone on this lap in question. Now, round God knows what. I think round 3 now. In DRS Chicken, or yeah, DRS Train Chicken, I don't know. Let's turn that on. Whoa, Azure gets a decent amount of wheel spin, but I don't think that will be too big of an issue. Dark Fox using ERS to kind of catch up a bit with his DRS, perhaps sizing up a move for turn 4 as he brakes very nice and late. As Imola is gone up a position on Pregorol. Pregorol's losing more time, but Smurf Django's lagging quite a bit. As, yep. Oh, Striking Chief spun on turn 2. That's a bit unfortunate. Almost bogged down in that as he completely reverses off track to be safe. I don't blame him, but, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I am the king. Boxes, is that boxing to retire or boxing for a new set of tires? Azure getting a 3-second time penalty. In the first 6th of the race so far. We have 2 3-second time penalties for exceeding track limits. So, Dark Fox now, using a bit of ERS still to keep ahead of, well, to keep with Azure, but he's got more ERS than Azure. I am the king already lapped in lap 7. That is a truly sad tale to see. Will Dark Fox? No, he's not. He's turned off his DRS. He's not willing to fight Azure for the time being. They might just be working together. I do not know. John Hunter's still sticking with them, only barely though. Once he loses DRS, he will be under threat from Buffos Fontaine, as Striking Chief is in the pits for perhaps a new front wing. Very unfortunate for Striking Chief. He's had very good pace all day. Ernie Bernie passing Striking Chief because he's in the pits, and that's about it. What's Django got on Pregorol right now? Django is the closest car to any other car so far, only 4/10 separating him and Prego. Pretty similar speeds in Sector 2, so maybe this will just be a game of DRS, who gets DRS or not. But also, Prego's tyres are most definitely going to start wearing out soon. As the Django is lifting a bit to stay behind. Oh, he has a snap over the rear end, and there's a bit of lagging going on. What on earth is happening? I do not know anymore. I'm just commentating what I see as Django goes past Pregorol and cuts the corner and almost spins as Pregorol is going to fight back with his DRS. So this is going to go into turn 4 now, as John Harness is out of the DRS range. So Buffos Fontaine will have a chance on John Harness here for the podium position. We'll be monitoring that fight very closely in the next few laps. Django, will he go past Pregorol here, or will he stick to his guns? I am not sure. There's a lot of lagging going on here, but Django's tried to go down the inside. It didn't work because he mounted the curb, and Pregorol gets to live for another day. I don't think I'm going to spectate this fight too much because of how laggy it is sometimes. I don't know if that's the server issue or if that's the player connection issue. As well, Django is actually going to be sending it down the inside of turn 8 as Dutoy has spun. Dutoy has spun on the exit of turn 8, so that's going to bring him into the Django and Pregorol fight with Pregorol pits. So Django is going to be making a move on Dutoy instead, the other Alpine. But Dutoy manages to get away with it as he has a bit more ERS. But now this is going to be a ding-dong DRS fight, as Buffos Fontaine is now getting on the inside of John Harness and goes into turn 4 with DRS, not using that much ERS on the inside of turn 4, and it's fine. So what's the Django and Dutoy fight looking like right now? Dutoy is doing a switchback, going on the inside. He's on the mediums, and Django's on the hard, so Django's going to have a bit less traction. Dutoy has no ERS, no DRS, and Django is just using DRS and having the straight line advantage. Dutoy breaks too late. Django is making a cutback down the inside, and what a beautiful cutback from Django, but oh, Dutoy tries to make a look into turn 5, and it did not work out for him in the slightest. That was good fighting from them. We're going to see a lot more of this now. I believe we are. John Hannes on the back of Buffels Fontaine. Now this is going to be a comeback for position because John Hannes had P3 in the beginning. Well, he started P2, but he's going to have P3 again. Lag happening again. Buffels Fontaine having less than 10% ERS. John Hannes having more than 70%. So John Hannes not using much ERS at all as Bosfeld and Dented gets past Django. Django was spun, actually, on the exit of turn 1. That is very unfortunate for him. As we're seeing Porthos getting within the DRS range of Prego Roll. So this is going to be another fight we're going to be watching at some point in the near future. And as right now, the most prevalent fight at this moment in time is John Hannes against Buffels Fontaine, as Django has left the session. That is unfortunate. I don't think I can invite him. Could I add him through? Nope. Oh my god, I almost blocked him. Nope, I can't add him as a friend through here, so I cannot invite him. Unfortunately, Azurus set the fastest lap of the race, 107.5, and he's almost 2 seconds ahead of Dark Fox. So Azur 100% having the pace here and the confidence, but a late safety car will screw him over with his penalty. But that also depends if Dark Fox also gets a time penalty. We shall see at a later date. John Hannes now, DRS, gaining on Buffels Fontaine. Nothing happening there. He brakes too late and he's compromised his turn 3 exit. This is not going to be a move this lap, as I believe that was I Am the King that got a penalty? I'm not too sure. Dented with DRS now. Porthos has escaped, Pregorol's escaped Porthos's wrath of DRS, so Pregorol's safe for another day. I think he's on hards, I believe. No, he's on medium, so he's going to go for another stop at some point in the future. Dented with DRS, not really gaining on Bosfeld. Bosfeld with the straight line speed setups in these past few races. I've been quite impressed he's been managing to make that work and get good positions with him. Very impressed. Anyways, John Hannes and Buffels Fontaine. What will happen here? John Hannes is starting to use more ERS now to keep with Buffels Fontaine. Buffels Fontaine still basically no ERS. He's going to have to use a bit if he wants to keep the position, but he's going to have to make John Hannes absolutely work for his position and burn all the ERS off, which he knows he shouldn't do. He's smart enough to not do that, as we are seeing right now. Brakes a tiny bit too late for turn 3, doesn't get a decent enough exit. No move will happen this lap, I believe, as Bosfeld right on the back of Dented Skull, going around the outside perhaps on turn 3. Nope, it's not going to work. Will there be a switch back into the inside? Perhaps there is. Bosfeld using what's left of his ERS currently and using DRS to try and get past. They're side by side, exactly almost into turn 4. Bosfeld with the inside brakes later, but Dented Skull will try and get the switch back. No, he does not get the switch back. So Bosfeld keeps the position over Dented Skull, I believe that was. Very, very good racing. I cannot stress this enough. These guys have been racing each other very cleanly, very nicely. Django has been lagged out the session once again, unfortunately for him. Now it's going to be John Hannes and Buffels Fontaine once more in these DRS zones. What's going to happen here? Buffels Fontaine has been holding his own on pure pace alone, even without his ERS, and even with John Hannes on DRS. Buffels Fontaine's just been managing to keep it so far. That is actually very impressive. What's Dented going to do? Because John Hannes is not going to get that position currently. Dented is not gaining at all because Bosfeld has DRS on a lapped Red Bull of I Am the King. Very good, well, very fortunate for him actually, for Bosfeld. He gets to live another day. Maybe he can pull out of 1 second. I can see it's 8/10 already. Maybe he'll pull out any more. Oh, he's done 1 second. No, never mind. It's just a Delta glitch, I believe. But it's almost there. It is almost there. John Harness, closest gap to Bosses Fontaine of recent memory. What's he gonna do into turn 3? He's not gonna make a move into turn 1. That is not an overtaking opportunity. He does try to dummy it though, but he returns back to the racing line so he can set up his turn 1 flat out with ERS. Buffles Fontaine is not going to fight this. He doesn't have the facilities for that. Clean move around the outside and brakes normally. Buffles Fontaine will have DRS, but it will be all in vain because John Harness is just going to drive away here under pure traction. Dented still in the DRS of Bosfeld. Bosfeld has no more DRS, so Bosfeld's straight line advantage for the previous lap is just gone. Unless Dutoy makes a mistake and loses 1.6 seconds to Bosfeld. As well, Dented's been struggling currently with corner exits compared to Bosfeld. That's where Bosfeld's been holding his own. On corner exits alone, I believe. And perhaps a bit of straight line speed. That's where Dented is lacking. But Dented in the corners, he's on it. He's completely breathing down Bosfeld's gearbox at this moment in time. Like, look at him, he's gaining every corner as we speak. But there is nothing happening when we go down the DRS straights. Anyways, for the fight for P3, Torment has entered the fray. Torment with no ERS, compared to everyone else, has entered the DRS zone of Buffles Fontaine. So this is going to make it a 3-way fight, or 3-way DRS train actually, for P3, or towed by John Harness. John Harness, of course, with more ERS, he can obviously keep holding them up for longer and longer. Dented with a under 3/10 gap, not happening there. Will he get the better exit on Bosfeld? No, he will not. Bosfeld will live for another day. Prego roll. Will he get DRS here? I don't know. Striking Chief to get a 3-second time penalty for track limits again. On Django the AI, I don't believe that's a good move to look at because it's just going to be driving through. So we're going to pan away from that. Whew, I'm out of breath as Buffles Fontaine has gone to the pits. It is the pit window, of course, for mediums. He's going to go on hards. He's going to be the first one to pit. He's going to be undercutting absolutely everyone else, especially John Harness. So what's John Harness going to do to respond to this? Torma's been thrown out of DRS because Buffles Fontaine pitted. So I don't know what's going to happen. Dented made a position of Bosfeld because Bosfeld's in the pits as well. John Harness is looking pretty chilled. He's not deploying. Now he's deploying. Now he's starting to realize that he needs to kind of pick up the pace. Otherwise, he's going to get absolutely undercutted. What happened to Django? Django's been disconnecting and reconnecting. I'm assuming he's having internet issues, I believe. Which is pretty unfortunate, honestly. The game is scuffed. Internet can be scuffed. But yeah, I believe if he's able to come back and stick for a decent enough time, he will be able to maybe finish top 5. I don't know. I believe in top 5 for Django. But yeah. Anyways, John Harness doesn't pit this lap. He is going for an overcut, I believe. It's either that or he might stretch it. No, he can't stretch his tires to lap the 26 without a safety car. There is no way that is possible. Dutoy, the next to get a 3-second time penalty, and he goes into the pits. He plays it extremely safe with the pits lane speed limit. Buffles Fontaine ahead of Dented, ahead of Dutoy. His teammate next 10 seconds up the road, but he needs to pit and he's on hards. Torment needs to pit and he's on mediums. John Harness needs to pit soon and he's also on mediums. Porthos and Ernie Burney, the next to pit. Kyle the King has spun in Sector 3 once again and is being lapped for the second time, I believe. Yep, that is the second time. So, chaos happening in the pit lane, I believe. Oh, okay. I think Ernie Burney had to change his front wing. That's why there's been a bit of a shuffle, I think. That was just the box placements, 1 and 2, and I didn't pay attention. Django is back. Django's not ghosted. He is going to have a move on the Prego roll. John Harness and Tormund is pitting. No penalties for them, so where will Buffles Fontaine end up? Will Buffelsfontein successfully undercut them, and will it be by over a second? That is the most important question. The hard tyres are pretty warm for him, and the two in the pit lane will have to warm up their tyres, which means they will have very slow outlaps. He has successfully undercutted John Hannes. And John Hannes is only going to bleed time from here on out, because John Hannes is already out of the DRS of Buffelsfontein, and he's going to have terrible cornering and exits because he's on fresh, cold tyres. So Buffelsfontein will be able to live for another day and keep effective P3 for the time being. That was a very smart play, as Django is going to go around the outside of Prego Roll, tries to switch back, but tags the rear of Prego Roll, so nothing happening there. No damage done, I think, hopefully, for Django. That was a good attempt, but unfortunate timing, as I believe that's the demons have possessed him again. He's going to disconnect any second. Striking Chief getting the DRS of Bosfeld. The two Williams going to be fighting it out. I don't know if Striking Chief has pitted yet or not. Well, he has once, but I don't think he's done the second one again. Bosfeld hasn't pitted yet. Well, no, he has actually. Has he? Yeah, he has. So he's on fresh hards as well. As John Hannes has done well on cold hard tyres to keep just out of reach of Buffelsfontein. Dented has passed Tormund. So Tormund has a lot of work to do to get back into DRS of John Hannes. Django gone around the inside or outside of Prego. A bit laggy. Prego might have tapped the rear end, it might have been lagged. I'm not too sure, but he keeps the position, and now he's got a lot of work to do to get up to the likes of Tormund and the fight for effective P3. Effectively, he might end up in, I believe, P7 after Imola pits. I am the king getting another time penalty. Very unfortunate for him. As where is he? He's been lapped by Ernie. Unfortunate. He's not had a very good race today. Smurf Django. There's been some swapping around of positions for some reason. The deltas are scuffed, I think, because Django is definitely not on the back of Tormund. That's for sure. Tormund is on the back of Dented, as Dented just gives the position. No fighting. He knows that Tormund will be faster with the DRS and ERS. Now Tormund's going to be burning ERS to try and catch up to John Hannes for DRS. John Hannes will have to burn a bit to catch up to Buffelsfontein, and Buffelsfontein has enough ERS to burn to keep John Hannes out of 1 second. So long as as long as Buffelsfontein keeps John Hannes out of the 1 second mark, well, he's chilling. He keeps effective P3 unless he gets a time penalty. As Django gets a 3 second time penalty. That is very unfortunate for him. Very, very unfortunate. Bosfeld. His teammates backed off a bit, Striking Chief. But he's on the back of the Alpine of Dutoy. So this will be another fight to watch out for now. A new fight has developed as Dented has now gone into pits. I forgot Dented hasn't pitted. Dented doing a massive overcut for just effectively fresher hard tyres. What's the stop going to be? Decent stop. So that promotes Smurfs Django into P7 and effective P6 once Imola pits. Ignore my voice is going absolutely high when I say P6 or whatever thing. My voice is straining. As Striking Chief gets ahead of Dented, but remember, Striking Chief's on old mediums, and Dented's immediately going to fight this. This might end in tears here. It does not end in tears. It's a clean move, Dented on the inside of Striking Chief on those cold hearts. That's well played with DRS. So, what's happening with Bosfeld and Dutoy? Bosfeld getting ever closer to Dutoy, but nothing is happening yet. Dutoy having a penalty, of course, so that doesn't obviously benefit him in the slightest. His goal is to actually break free from DRS and pull away, but Bosfeld struggling in the middle sector compared to Dutoy, so This might be an interesting dynamic, as I believe Bosfeld should be the faster driver on paper, especially with the lower downforce and straight line speed. So, I don't know. But John Hannes, though, has gotten back into the DRS of Buffelsfontein. Buffelsfontein and John Hannes having the same amount of ERS, they're not really using, so they could still fight it out. They have about 13, 14 laps left until, well, the end of the race. 13 to 14 laps left until they duke it out for position. The top three, current top three, however, are staying out for soft compound tires. They're going to be pitting in about 3 to 4 laps. And yeah, I'm the King has spun once again, unfortunately. Very, very unfortunately. Ernie has made a position on Porthos because Porthos has spun in turn 3. That's unfortunate. I'm the King has retired on track and given up. That is also unfortunate. Will that be a safety car? Did Dutoy forget the safety car? I'm checking this now. Nope, it's on reduced. Okay. Dutoy has not forgotten to put safety car on. Django and Striking Chief. Django pitting again. Oh, he's got a new front wing. And Striking Chief, I have no clue. But I guess that's why Django wasn't able to catch up to Tormund, because of a damaged front wing. That makes a lot more sense now. Dutoy. Actually, well, no, never mind, I don't want to watch that. Ernie gaining positions off the pitting drivers, but he gets a track limit penalty for going too wide in turn 1. Oof, man. Oof. As, well, the top two, they're just chilling. Azur's steadily outpacing Dark Fox, as Dark Fox hasn't made a mistake yet. Emola 21 seconds behind, so Dark Fox has a free pit stop by far to Emola, so Emola won't actually hold up Dark Fox once Dark Fox pits, if Emola decides to stay out for longer. Buffelsfontein at the back of John Harness. I missed the move. Prego rolls pitted for softs, I'm assuming. So that promotes Dented. Hello, Brett. Hello, how is it going? Welcome to the humid show of commentating. But anyways, what was it on about Buffelsfontein? Yeah, he's lost the position to John Hannes. They both, I'm assuming it's under DRS because they both have still the same amount of ERS. Surprisingly. My voice is going, oh my days. Dutoy and Bosfeld. Bosfeld actually got past Dutoy. That was another move I missed. Which is unfortunate because I don't believe the timing sheets, the timing board, that's what I'm trying to say, actually showed me the fact that there was a move for position going on. Ernie and Django trying to make moves on each other, I believe. Followed by Striking Chief. I don't know why they're ghosted, though. They're not ghosted to each other, as there's a bit of contact. Bernie goes wide. Django is going to wait up for Ernie because, yeah, that was a bit of Ernie's fault. Not Ernie's fault, Django's fault. I'm getting names confused. As Striking Chief just capitalizes off it and just drives away into the sunset, already out of the DRS range. So, yeah. Prego roll. The next to get a 3-second time penalty. Dented. What's he gonna do for turn 4? Never mind, he didn't have to do anything. Dutoy spins, and Dented gets the free position. 2 seconds now from Bosfeld to Dented. Will Dented actually catch up to Bosfeld, and will there be a fight between the two? Who knows? As we have a spinner of an Alpha Tauri, Azur has made a mistake, losing him about 5 seconds. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Emola, the first to pit for softs. On lap 26 of 36. These tires will last to the end perfectly fine, just it'll be about 60% towards the end. So the next question is, what will Dark Fox do? Will Dark Fox pit, or will Azur pit first? That is the next question. Also, thank you, Brett. You should have seen before I had a decent flow going. Will Azur pit? It looks like he's not going to. So this means Dark Fox should pit, no? But he doesn't pit. So they're both staying out even longer for fresher softs. That is, I mean, it's a decently questionable overcut strategy, but it works nonetheless. Torment is back on this train. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say this. Torment is back. And he's back to fighting for P3. He lost out in the pit stop phase, but he's back. And he's got a decent amount of ERS compared to the others now. Compared to last time where he had 0 ERS. Whereas Buffles had about 10% and John Hannes had like 60. So yeah, that's good. Dented might make a move into turn 3 at some point in the future. What will Buffles Fontaine do here? Will he have enough straight line speed? No, he will not, to catch up to John Hannes. So this might end up into turn 4. Buffles breaks so much later than John Hannes, but John Hannes gets the better exit. So no advantage gained. Bosfeld fighting Dented right now into turn 1. Dented on the inside. Bosfeld completely out of ERS. What's Dented got? Dented's got a bit more, plus the DRS, as Azure gets another 3-second time penalty, and Dark Fox is now pitting. So Dark Fox is going for the undercut onto the softs. Plus with Azure getting a 6-second time penalty, this could be the win for Dark Fox. We shall not, we will not know at all. As, yeah. That's going to be a very interesting thing to look out for in the next coming laps, because Azure's going to have to pit at some point very, very soon, because his tyres are going to be off. Those soft tyres are going to warm up very quickly. That is going to be very hard for Azure to do, because Azure's going to have to push to get out of 6 seconds. As I believe that is Porthos as is spun on turn 3. Imola the fastest lap with a 107.2 on the soft tyres. I believe Dark Fox will take that the next lap though. But, oh, John Hannes having a bit of a scruffy turn 3, but Buffles Fontaine didn't get anything. Tormund is getting ever closer. Ever so closer on Buffles Fontaine. He's looming on the back as Azure now pits. So what does that mean for Dark Fox? Dark Fox is quite on by his way. Did he make a mistake on his outlap? I'm not too sure. I believe he has, because he shouldn't be at this point of the track right now. I don't think. As Azure starts to go, so where will Dark Fox be in relation to Azure? Will he have had a decent-ish undercut to gain any time in the slightest? The gap's going down. It is 3.8, so he's gained a tiny bit of time with the undercut. And now he has to stay within the 6 seconds of Azure, as Dark Fox has zero penalties. Or unless Dark Fox gets a penalty, but that's highly unlikely now. So, what does that mean? I don't know. Bosfeld gets the 3-second time penalty. That's what I know. Azure's tyres should probably be warmed up already, and he will drive off into the sunset. He's got 7 laps to pull about 3.5 seconds. So, yeah, that's a decent amount of time to gain and a decent amount of pace to have. He should, if he has the tyre wear for it, which he should compared to Dark Fox, because Dark Fox, although pitting a lap early, a lap of tyre wear is about 4% on the softs, as we're just seeing 3-second penalties be dished out left, right and centre at this very moment in time. As Dark Fox is going to set the fastest lap of the race, a 106.890. What will Azure do now with his fresh softs, his first proper push lap on them? Dark Fox already losing 2/10 in turn 1, so Azure is definitely pushing. He's definitely pushing. Tormund and Buffles Fontaine getting ever so closer together. They both have 0 ERS. Tormund going around the inside of Buffles Fontaine for turn 3. Yep, that's a clean move. Next is John Hannes. John Hannes has been keeping composure this entire time. He's got 40% ERS compared to Tormund's less than 10. Ugh, I've got hiccups. Less than 10%. This will be a solid fight to watch for the next 6 laps. It's the fight for P3, from P3 to P5. But that's if none of them get a penalty. If one of them gets a penalty, it's game over for them. Which will be a bit unfortunate. Buffles Fontaine struggling in the corners. Perhaps he's got a bit of an issue with front wing. As Azure sets a 105.509. What a lap. That was a whole second, 1.3 seconds faster than Dark Fox the previous lap. So Azure definitely pulling out the pace now to bring out the 6 second gap. I believe that fastest lap was actually faster than most quali laps of people in the session. Tormund on the back of John Harness, by the way. What's he going to do? Absolutely nothing. Buffles Fontaine will get DRS, actually. What will Tormund do here? John Harness under threat from Tormund. They both have the same amount of ERS. Tormund just has the DRS. No one's using their ERS at this moment in time, other than Buffles Fontaine, who just got absolutely zero. Django on the back of Pregarol. An unfortunate race with this man right here. He's been having connection issues as Striker Chief retires from session in the pit lane. GG go next for him. What will what will Django do? What will Django do in this moment in time as Pregarol defends the far inside and misses his braking point? That's a free position for Django. He says thank you very much and just drives off into the sunset. As we have the yellow flag in turn 1 because of the retired car. I hope that does nothing for the top 3 fight, with Buffles Fontaine hanging on by a thread. He's hanging on by a thread in that 1 second, as he has to deploy his ERS to keep up even with them, as Tormund might look for a move into turn 4. If he gets a decent exit, he short shifts, but that doesn't match John Harness's exits out of turn 3. He's been very consistent with these exits, John Harness, and yeah, I don't know what more to say. He's been doing everything he needs to do to keep that position. Buffles Fontaine, however, has absolutely fumbled the bag. One thing I want to see is position changes, because I need to nominate driver of the day. I think only for the sprint. Not for the sprint, the main race. The sprint race, I don't know who driver of the day would be. I believe it'd be Pregarol, I think. No, it wouldn't be, because Pregarol, no, it wouldn't be Pregarol, sorry. I'm getting the races confused and tire compounds confused. But Tormund's been having an absolute... He's been vibing this race, honestly. I don't know what else to say. Anyways, let's look at penalties. Azure, 6 seconds, but almost 6 seconds away from Dark Fox. Bosfeld, 8 seconds. Dutoy with 3 seconds, so he won't lose out to Dutoy. Django with 6 seconds, so he's going to lose out to Prego, as Prego is within 3 seconds of Django. Fuck. The last 2 drivers are too far from each other to even get affected, unfortunately for them. So, as I take a breather, we will look at the tyre situation. Buffles Fontaine with 2 lap older tyres. The undercut working short term, but not working long term. Perhaps he also has damage, as Buffles Fontaine is out of the DRS, as Porthos slows down to let the top 3 through. Buffles Fontaine now out of the question for a podium, unless things happen up front. What will Tillman do? Will he dive on the inside? No, he does not. He brakes earlier than John Harness. Maybe sets up the exit for a turn 3 run here. He has the DRS. He's using ERS. John Harness also using ERS here. But Tormund using a lot more. Now they're equal as Tormund makes the move down the inside of turn 3. But what will John Harness do here? Will he have the switchback? He's got the better exit, notoriously. He's got DRS. He's going to go down the inside of turn 4. As I'm trying to hide this shit. And he doesn't make it, but will he dive on the brakes? He doesn't dive. He tries to, but he doesn't. Tormund brakes just a little bit later. Now it's up for Tormund now to defend for his life with no ERS, no DRS, 2 laps left, fighting for the podium. This is getting better and better, this race. As the latest retirement, Ernie Burney in the pit lane thinks that he can't go any further or make any positions. Fair enough, he was 10 seconds back, but anything could have happened in this race. Oh, never mind, he died on the pit. He died on the pit exit. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought he manually retired. That is very unfortunate. Jesus Christ. But anyways, John Harness, DRS, not using ERS though. Tormund's got 0 ERS. on the second last lap of the race. What will John Hunnes do? John Hunnes could actually, if he makes the overtake on this lap or next lap, he will probably be able to keep P3 from Tormund, because Tormund just has absolutely no resources to be able to, to be able to fight back. This will go down to this fight will go down to the last lap as Azure? Azure is off the track? So that's going to promote Dark Fox into P1. Now, what happened to Azure? Did he spin? Did he lose the rear end on the curb? I'm not too sure. That's thrown his win completely off the table. He's absolutely thrown his win. That's promoted Dark Fox. He's going to win this race. 100%. Unless he spins on this last lap. John Hunnes now. He's going to go for his final attempt to pass Tormund here. He's going to set up the run into turn 3, but he doesn't do it right. And he gets a 3-second time penalty. He's thrown his own podium chance out the window. That's it, GG's, unless Tormund somehow gets a penalty in this next sector. He's going to still fight for this, John Hunnes, in case this happens, but there is an unlikely chance that Tormund is on 2 warnings. Tormund using all the DRS that he has, and keeps the position into turn 4, so I believe that is it. I believe that's it for Tormund and John Hunnes, as we're going to just watch Azure and Dark Fox go across the line. Dark Fox is going to cross all around the last corner. Azure's almost lost the rear end again. Dark Fox P1, Azure P2 by 3/10, but add the 6 seconds, it's 6.3. Tormund is going to end up in P3. What a race from this Alfa Romeo driver. Wow. Just wow. He's moved up the field throughout the race. And everything. He's done everything he's had to do. He's made the position. He's kept consistent. He didn't get any penalty compared to John Hunnes. Fontaine finishes 6/10 behind John Hunnes, so he's had a massive pace deficit ever since he lost the DRS from the 2 ahead of him. And that's cost Fontaine P4 by 6/10. As Imola finishes P6 10 seconds behind his teammate, Denton 10 seconds behind Imola. Bosveld another 10 seconds behind Dented, as well there's a bunch of time penalties being applied. Django P9 to Toy, P9 because of penalties, and Django's been demoted massively because of penalties. Whew, my voice is shot. My voice is shot, chat. Tormund kills driver of the day according to the game, and driver of the day according to me. He will get the extra point for that. That was well deserved. That was a very good race, a very good showing from Tormund. From, I believe, spinning in the sprint race. Where did he start? Yeah, P11. He spun in the sprint race, but made all the positions back. 8 positions in this race. Currently, I also want to see how many warnings did he have? 1 warning. He's had 1 warning throughout the entire race. That he's getting my driver of the day for sure. He's 100% got my driver of the day. So Dark Fox P1, Azure P2 with fastest lap, Tormund P3. As I screenshot this, thank you. From P11, John Hunnes P4 from P2. Very unfortunate from him. Fontaine P5 from P3. Also extremely unfortunate for him for losing the pace in the last few laps and losing P4 to John Hunnes. Imola P6, Dentiskull P7, Bosveld P8, Dutoy P9, and rounding off the points finishes, Pragarol in P10, gaining 6 positions. Not a bad showing from him. He had a very good opening stint on those soft tyres, I believe he was on. Was he on soft tyres at the start? Yes, he was. So he's done a soft, medium, medium. He made it kind of work. He did gain 6 positions. Those soft tyres, though, that was magnificent to watch. Props to Pragarol, but still, Tormund gets my driver of the day. And that's about it. Also, got a note. Azure, fastest lap by, 1.4 seconds, actually, pretty much. What a wow. Just wow. And he made out the 6 seconds, too, before he made the mistake. So, Azure had the chance, but it didn't work out. Anyways, chat. That's it. from a mediocre quality to a chaotic sprint race to, well, a very good, a very good. I'm gonna add people as EA friends while I'm here. A very good main race. So, yeah, there's not much to say. I'm just baffled about Tormund. He's been slow, he's been silent, but he's done very good throughout that race. I cannot like stop giving him praise, honestly. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. I will be back in not next week, not the week after. So I'll be back in 3 weeks for commentating Canada. I'm not going to be there for the next 2 weeks, unfortunately. I don't think commentating. I might be, but that'll be a last minute thing. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, for being there and watching. And yeah, next race is tomorrow. Imola and Brett, I believe, are commentating that. And yeah, I don't know. That's all from me. From me, humid. You'll be seeing me around. Goodbye.